In this video, I'm going to show you how to paint a still life using India ink. Sumi ink will work just fine, just use whichever you have on hand. And if you don't have either, you can use some black acrylic with water. The point of this exercise is to do something really fast and loose, and the inks are kind of unforgiving. You're not going to be able to get things just right with it. So it's kind of going to force you to be kind of expressive, kind of go with mistakes if they happen, and just be kind of loose and painterly. This is going to translate forward into some things I'm going to have you do in our more elaborate paintings later on. So I want you to have this experience and try to do this each day. And hopefully in the process too, you'll make some lovely paintings in these kind of quick efforts that are just going to take maybe 15 to 25 minutes. Some wonderful things will happen. Sometimes things will happen by accident and they might be really nice. So let's just get started and see how it goes. I've got my still life set up. It's easy for me to view just a couple feet away. I'm going to make some kind of quick decisions about what I'm going to paint. I don't need to paint every single object on this. But just the ones that I feel will be interesting to create a composition. I'm thinking also about maybe how I'm going to position this. Do I want everything right in the middle? Do I want things off to the side to create a little asymmetry? Maybe you want some kind of symmetry with this? How do you want this sort of to balance out and keep the eye moving? I recommend personally not putting things right in the middle. Try to create some asymmetry. Think about some imbalance. I think it will probably be more interesting, more dynamic, create a little more energy and movement. So I've also mixed up some paint, some ink here, so I have a lot of water in it. And so my first brush strokes are going to be kind of just sort of mark finding or place finding strokes. We're going to figure out where everything is, and they're going to be fairly transparent, and I can go dark later on as I find where I want everything to go. And so I'm going for my biggest, most prominent objects first. If things are not perfect, maybe some things are kind of out of proportion, or you meant to put something else there, that's fine. Just kind of, if this is unforgiving, you can't erase this stuff. Just go with it. So if errors happen, if drips happen, just go with it. Maybe it'll be kind of a drippy sort of a painting. That's okay. So I'm being just kind of light and loosey and sketchy with these marks. I also want to kind of pay attention to where the table is. If I'm not sure where it goes, I can kind of hold my brush out and kind of find the angle of the table and then make a comparable angle on my canvas. I can see here the table comes back like about so and meets these cups about there. We got a bit of a curved angle there. Right, so the table can be part of it if you want it to be. So we see here we've already got some asymmetry. I've got all the largest objects already in there. And if there's an object you don't like or you don't feel like it works well in your composition, leave it out, right? Nobody's going to notice this is here. That's fine. I mean, nobody's going to have the photograph of your still life. Just make a composition that kind of works for you. Actually, there's these kind of marks on the wall behind my still life. I kind of like those. I'm just going to sketch some of those in. I think they kind of activate some of this empty space. And now I think I'm going to get a little darker. Let's take some more ink and find some of my darkest shadows. And I'm just, letting some of these marks just be loose and painterly. Just, this brush has kind of a roughness to it. It's not a sumi brush, so I'm just letting some of those kind of furry, fuzzy kind of marks just be part of it. And I'm not going to go over all of those grays either. I want those midtones to stay in as part of this. As we go, the darker marks will make things pop out, will make things more definite. And you can step back every now and then, make sure you're happy with what's happening. Does anything need to be darker? Do you need more contrast somewhere? Does anywhere feel unactivated? Try to use the full range of value that you have available to you. Don't be afraid to just let the brush stroke just be a brush stroke.